Yeah, folks, sorry about the interruption. We don't know what happened. We got disconnected from our live and we are back. I'm trying to figure that one out, dude. That's crazy.
But yeah, I
I'm
couldn't
gonna have to
hear
let this
what the people were saying. Your
right. I was saying I'm
your
gonna have
mic
to let it
started
start from
frying
the
up.
beginning.
Yeah, your
Mm.
mic was frying. Couldn't understand you.
Oh, I'm about to die. I got 8%. I'm gonna just let it play, bro, and I'm gonna try to jump in another way. We just have to roll with what we got.
All right.
Look how they went to laughing.
Shorty Red. Hello, long time. How you been? Trying to
Me,
get it started.
that was it.
Well, Piggy. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. So
You
basically,
played it already?
school,
It
huh?
didn't play, so just break it down. It didn't play.
What? Okay, so a school in Alabama has been ordered to, well, a judge some kind of way ordered the state of Alabama to provide $100 million for minority school, right? But the
Hmm.
minority of the school is white people. Now, in order
Uh-huh.
to you need, and for African American, you need a 3.0 GPA to get a scholarship to go to the school. But a white person going to the school only need a 2.0 to get into the school. You see the
So
disparity
what does
there?
break it
They
down? But so what does that
so
mean?
I mean they committing the they using what was that shit? They just what was the thing for the minorities? Equal opportunity, right?
Hmm.
But they giving it to the whites. But when it was the blacks trying to get in to the same college, you had to have a 3.0 GPA, full time student status, and that was the only way you could get into the school. So
Mm.
it's showing that
So
racism
did
is
they put
very
the
much.
ball back down after they raised the ball for us? You saying they're putting it back down for them? Or
They lowered
how
the
you
ball.
doing
So, bruh, one of the black dudes on that said you could sleep all 4 years of high school and graduate with a 2.0 and still make it into this college. Whereas if it was me, I still need a 3.0 to come here. I need to be smarter than the white person to come into this school and get a scholarship, whereas the white person could be dumber than me and come into the school and get a scholarship.
Gotcha.
I said, man, that's crazy. But
And this is going
in
on to this
hindsight,
day. Is that
to
what you're
this
saying?
day, to this day. So when you look at it, yes, education is important for us melanated people. However, look at the bar that they setting, and think about it. That's like that even in the workplace. You could graduate with a degree, be top of your field in that degree section, go apply for a job in that degree section, and a white person who's not top of the field, right, with the same type of degree
Hmm.
can get the job faster than you and be just as dumb as a box of fucking rocks. Cause all they gonna do is let them pass those classes because he's white. He's gonna graduate with a degree and didn't do none of the work to get it.
Sure. I just learned a lot of these corporations, they fill out for grants for funding for their business just to hire migrants
Minorities,
and minorities, yeah.
right? So
And they
I've
don't have, they just need a
always,
certain quota, like 1 or 2 people
yes,
type shit. It's
one or
like a
two.
certain percent, yeah, that they have to hire, and they don't try to go past that percentage. Is my point, basically. They don't,
Well,
they
no,
don't, they don't try to toe the line
no.
and
I
say,
said
hey, there's a couple of more good applicants
that
that's of ethnic
background.
background. Let me hire them. Nah, player,
Nah,
we got our tokens, and they hire
that's
the
it.
rest of the people. So it definitely happens. Yeah.
So that's what they, that's what my mom used to call like the token blacks when you get put
Matter of fact,
into a
that's why they had to
situation.
put the grant in place so they make sure these companies would hire other people. That's why they actually had to put the shit in place. So yeah, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, man. But that was all I had because I'm trying to, you know, hold on as much as I can with this damn
Yeah.
computer going out on me. It's cold, bro.
And you can't
Well,
use your phone at all to jump
I
back in.
can't. I can, but I'm not gonna be able to do no presenting. You know what?
Mm.
I'm
What you
gonna
mean?
try something
You
because I
gonna be able to
didn't.
talk to me like you're talking to me now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be able to talk to you, but like everything
Yeah.
gonna be like the videos and stuff that I had. I ain't gonna be able to do it. That's the fucked up part.
And you ain't got no more computer charges, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I'm calling out around the city right now trying to see who got one.
Yeah.
And the only person
So
I know
good.
deal with Apple products is my daughter, and she dealing with some stuff in her family right now. So you know,
All right, bro. Okay.
right?
It's all good though, bro. I mean, you could manage, huh? You be talking your ass off, nigga. I'm pretty sure you could present your your segment without videos, can't you? You don't think so?
Yeah, I can. I ain't know my mic was off. My bad. But yeah, I definitely can.
Okay, so we can move on into other news, bro. I'm gonna let you, because I don't want it just to go off on you. So I had some things in other news, just in case, something was to happen with, your situation, what was going on with you trying to jump on. Excuse me, I had some stuff lined up, so I get a chance to use it. I got a crazy mama out here, man, but I just want y'all to hear the story before I actually say it. Sorry if you're in the building. This one of those things, where it's like, wow, what the sneezy of the heezy going on around this peasy. Check this shit out, people. Watch this shit.
Police have arrested the mother wanted for the death of her son, who was found stuffed in a suitcase. U.S. Marshals captured Dejon Anderson in California as she tried to board a public transit tram. She's been on the run since October of 2022. She's facing murder, neglect, and obstruction charges. A mushroom hunter found the suitcase in a wooded area in Washington County in southern Indiana. The body of 5-year-old Kyra Jordan was in that suitcase.
I
Yep,
remember we did a billing on some of them women out there killing them kids and putting them in.
yep, yep. Well, they finally caught up with her. Yep. So I mean, would you consider that some uh psychopathic shit?
Hmm.
Would that be considered a psychopath?
I would say yes. Surely just based on the fact that you tried to cover it up, right? And went on a run.
Yeah, hard suitcase, where you could clamp the body in. You thought it would work.
Hmm. Not knowing our brothers and sisters of the non-melanated kind gonna open that goddamn suitcase up. This might be money in here. Let's see what they got in this suitcase. They don't know it could have been a
Mhm.
bomb, anything. They gonna open that motherfucker up. And what did they find? A body.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it again here and go check this out.
Police have arrested the mother wanted for the death of her son, who was found stuffed in a suitcase. U.S. Marshals captured Dejon Anderson in California as she tried to board a public transit tram. She's been on the run since October of 2022. She's facing murder, neglect, and obstruction charges. A mushroom hunter found the suitcase in a wooded area in Washington County in southern Indiana. The body of 5-year-old Cairo Jordan was in that suitcase.
And fucking found a dead child in the suitcase, bro. And she been out of here since 2022. Even looking for her. Yeah, I think I remember this case. I think we did pull something up. So this would be considered like an update on her. And she's still out in California and shit. This motherfucker, boy, how, how is it possible that you live with yourself? That's why I brought up the psychopath theory. How the fuck do you live with yourself? That's why I brought up the psychopath theory. It's like you have no heart, man. You're heartless. You can't possibly tell me that doing that shit was beneficial to your life at all. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't care what the situation is. I really don't. I don't care what you've been through. I really don't. Because it take common sense to know that you killed him and then put him in the suitcase, man. It's like, come on. What are you talking about? It's crazy. I got another one uh for the same lady. Here we go.
A 5-year-old boy found dead in a suitcase has been taken into custody in Arcadia. Cairo Jordan's body was found in a suitcase in Indiana on April 2022. His mother, Dejon Anderson, was arrested last night here in SoCal. A warrant for her arrest was issued months after the incident for murder, neglect of a dependent resulting in death, and obstruction of justice. A second suspect in the case was already convicted last year for conspiracy to commit murder, helping dispose of the boy's body. Authorities call Anderson's arrest a huge milestone in this case.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content.
Man. P, you still up? If you're still there, I can't hear you. And say, let me read the comment. Yeah, I seen this video recently. I can't see how she's still able to sleep at night. That's what I'm saying, man. That shit it eat me up, man. I have all kind of crazy ass dreams of shit popping out of suitcases and shit. I couldn't even look at a fucking suitcase. What the fuck, man? Yeah, Diddy. That's crazy. Yeah, they finally caught up with her ass because I think we did something a while back on it, and nah, they done caught her ass. She out there chilling in California some fucking well. She chilling in California some fucking well, bullshitting. They done caught up with her fucking ass. Some hikers done found the damn suitcase. Now how they tied it to her, that's what they not trying to tell us because they want to look extra intelligent and shit. But you know them lazy motherfuckers love for evidence to be right there in front of their fucking face. So they should probably left something on that motherfucker or something that tied it to that. But they already had her information. So I mean, man. That shit sad as a motherfucker, man. Boy, 5 years old. 5 years old. So yeah, like she on vacation and shit. Like this ain't the like this ain't the end of her motherfucking road. This shit is crazy. Come on, man. Come on, man. That shit crazy. I'm gonna play it one more time. Watch the look, cause this gotta be heard how she did it. Cause I must have missed something. Let me see. I must have missed something. P, if you're there, let me know, player. Hold up, y'all. Where's she at? Oh, there she go.
A 5-year-old boy found dead in a suitcase has been taken into custody in Arcadia. Cairo Jordan's body was found in a suitcase in Indiana on April 2022. His mother, Dejan Anderson, was arrested last night here in SoCal. A warrant for her arrest was issued months after the incident for murder, neglect of a dependent resulting in death, and obstruction of justice. A second suspect in the case was already convicted last year for conspiracy to commit murder, helping dispose of the boy's body. Authorities call Anderson's arrest a huge milestone in this case.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I lost sound
Okay.
for a second. I had to reset.
See, her ass had help too. Y'all heard that, huh? In them comments.
So wait,
Shorty,
she had help
DD,
killing the boy?
that who had help.
Wow.
Somebody helped her. Somebody helped her put it in
In
the
the suitcase.
suitcase and get that shit. Yeah, and got that shit over there too. Wow.
Bro,
So
I'm just
it's
trying.
more than one heartless motherfucker doing this shit. Y'all jointing up and damn.
Right. I'm trying to figure out
The boy
what kind
helpless.
of right
Go ahead,
a
P. Go
helpless
ahead, P.
child. So what kind of mental state does the man that these particular women be getting to help them do these types of things be in the first place? Like, are we seriously sitting here seeing
Shit.
that there's a very definitive line of people who are going through so much mental illness that rather than just say, you know what, I'm gonna send you by your grandmother, grandfather, or I'm gonna try to get with your daddy and tell your daddy he gotta take care of you or whatever, or send you with some friends or relatives or anything of that nature. I'd rather just kill you and go on a run. And
I ain't gonna
for
just kill you. I'm gonna stuff you in a fucking suitcase and roll with you down the street like I'm going on vacation. Like I'm about to go to Cabo some fucking while. Drop you off on the trailway and just walk the fuck off. Bitch. and somebody helped her do it.
You gotta be a fucked up individual.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of levels is you going through at that time and moment in your life where it was like, this is the right thing to do to this innocent, helpless kid? Excuse my language, child. Man. Yeah, so that one hit me hard. I just want to give y'all an update on her funk ass, cause that bitch need to be DDT on the motherfucking spike. That shit don't make no. Somebody to stuff her motherfucking head. That she should be on Squid Games, and she got to
How
get
you
out the box, or that bitch gonna keep getting tighter and tighter. I don't know what game should she play, y'all, for that bitch to keep getting tighter. What game should she play the Squid Game? She could save her life, y'all, but that box gonna keep getting tighter and tighter. The more she lose, what game should she play for killing Lil Round? What game should she play for killing Lil Round? P, what you think, bro? If you still up?
the game I think she should play?
Yeah, you heard the scenario I painted for you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Lombada. No, not Lombada. The Limbo under some electric razor wire.
Cause you gotta think about it. She gotta get in that box, and every time she lose, that bitch get tighter and tighter, bruh. So she gotta play a game. She gotta play a game within the box. Show the red say musical chairs with straps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
See?
box gonna get small quick.
Now you starting to think like
Oh,
me. You
shit.
see that? I'm a bad influence
What?
at some point.
I don't know if Chop heard it. Chop just joined it. Chop, I don't know if you heard that scenario, but if you heard the scenario, man, what would the game be? You had to get his bitch, bro. She done stuffed her little child into a goddamn suitcase.
I got one. Don't breathe. Like you say, every time you move, that box gets tighter, right? So
Right.
every breath you take, that box gets tighter.
But like think about it like this, say like a kids game, or you know, like freeze tag, tic tac toe, or who could how many lines can you draw in a second? Like, you know, like little challengeable games, you know, crossword puzzles. You know what I'm saying? Something. I don't know. I'm still thinking. I make ass play Hangman.
Go fish.
Go fish. She out here. I see you with the go fish.
Go fish.
She out here.
That's
She
right.
out here. Take all the mates.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Right there. See?
Take all the fucking
I know
mates.
I can't beat on. I'm gonna take all. I'm gonna deal you a 52 card deck with multiple of nothing.
That is crazy. This lady, she need to be fired, bro. You know. Yeah, that was just something I was thinking about with her. I got a little bit more in other news too, bro. It's been going down, y'all, in Texas. You know we've been having this immigration problem where we don't know where we want to put them at and all this crazy ass shit. So y'all got to think about it in the midst of these people trying to get, you know, set where they gonna get set because they said they could come over here. So wherever they're gonna put them. They still have people that been coming over here illegally and just been moving back and forth like it's, you know, right next door. So
Essentially,
No, not eventually. Right now,
No,
because I'm about to show
no,
you a
not
clip.
in, no.
Huh?
I didn't say eventually. I said essentially. We
Yes,
all right
yes.
next door.
Essentially, yes. Yeah.
That's like living in a
So,
what they call them a residential neighborhood with no fences,
so
with the
yeah, they done found
homeowners
a big fish.
association.
They done found a big fish in Texas,
Son of
bro.
a.
Here you go. Y'all check this out. And this one for the ladies too. I'm glad y'all in the building tonight. Check this out, y'all.
We begin in the ABC7 Alert Center with breaking news and a warning. You may find the details of this story disturbing. A woman accused in Mexico of several murders and body dismemberments, even removing victims' hearts, is arrested in El Paso. And within the last 10 minutes, ABC7 obtained this arrest photo. She is Michelle Angelica Pineda, also known as La Cheli. She was wanted for 5 murders in Juarez. She's also suspected of being involved in several other killings. Investigators say she crossed illegally into the U.S. and was operating on behalf of the gang Artistas Asesinos, or assassin artists. The FBI says Pineda was known for extreme brutality, dismembering bodies, removing hearts, and placing the hearts in front of Santa Muerte statues. Authorities say they found guns, machetes, and fentanyl, as well as other drugs at the motel. El Paso's FBI says several law enforcement agencies worked together to arrest Pineda at an El Paso motel.
Le Chile, yo. Let's talk about it. Because remember, Blood Talk did this about a whole year ago. Blood Talk did this about a year ago.
Yeah.
Talking about M13 and them. And how they were moving in, how they were setting up these certain little spots. Man, they going little El Paso in them. Man, they hitting little Texas. They right there, y'all.
Right there.
They right there. They right there. I got you. Check this out. Le Chile.
We begin in the ABC7 Alert Center with breaking news and a warning. You may find the details of this story disturbing. A woman accused in Mexico of several murders and body dismemberments, even removing victims' hearts, is arrested in El Paso. And within the last 10 minutes, ABC7 obtained this arrest photo. She is Michelle Angelica Pineda, also known as La Cheli. She was wanted for 5 murders in Juarez. She's also suspected of being involved in several other killings. Investigators say she crossed illegally into the U.S. and was operating on behalf of the gang Artistas Asesinos, or assassin artists. The FBI says Pineda was known for extreme brutality, dismembering bodies, removing hearts, and placing the hearts in front of Santa Muerte statues. Authorities say they found guns, machetes, and fentanyl, as well as other drugs at the motel. El Paso's FBI says several law enforcement agencies worked together to arrest Pineda at an El Paso motel.
You got religion. You got organ trafficking. You got drug trafficking. You got assassinations.
Weapon
This
smuggling.
shit writes itself. I could keep going. And this one sweet, innocent little Boricua.
Make it count, bro. I don't know what it's gonna take for them to see that you can't just let anybody come over here. You blocking the Haitians and the Jamaicans and the Africans from coming here. But look who you letting come in here willy-nilly.
Yeah, a lot of
Them people
people
coming
been dying from the fentanyl, Red. That's what's been going on. We've been talking about the epidemic of it. And her family, possibly her family and other families that's involved in the pipeline of her gang actually pushing what they pushing. You could get a heart for a certain price. You know what I'm saying? That's how they rocking out there. Let alone some fentanyl. They professional with it. they actually do it as a religion, you know, as well.
But that does bring the question: if
That's what
you
they were
doing
talking about with
all
the Santa
this,
Maria. You see what I'm saying? They were snatching people. This is where they came in. If you remember in the news where they came in, where they was talking about a lot of Americans was getting snatched up in Mexico and all that. A lot of black
yep,
people and shit. Yeah.
they've been telling black folks,
This is what's
yeah,
been
y'all
going
gonna go
on. And
down
they
there
just so
too.
happened to catch one of the big dogs, yeah, chilling out there in Texas. They caught her out of jurisdiction illegally. So, it's a it's a press on. But look at the face though is what caught me though. You know.
Right, sweet, innocent looking.
This little small girl that's doing all this, that
Right,
little small lady doing all this. Femme fatale as they call it, huh?
working her Mamacita magic all over the place.
Right. Give me a question. I wanna know one of these questions. It raised a lot of eyebrows as far as the US. Let me ask you a question. As far as the US is or foreign policy or as far as what Mexico or communities involved because that part of the town is fucked up. All that shit damn near cartel uh area.
And they're gonna
So
spread like wildfire.
she
That
ain't
shit
snapped.
gonna
She
spread.
was in the game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she
She was
she
in
was
the cartel
trained.
gang.
She's an assassin. She do that. Yeah. That's what they do out there. Like some of them just through the religion. That's why I brought up the Santeria. Because through the religion they are taught these ways, they are taught these things, and drug moving and trafficking is a part of that religion that they push, you know all of it
Now
go
you got
together. That's why
now
she
you
that
got
why
to kind
that
of
why
wonder.
she had all them different charges on her, because they knew who she was, and the severity of it, people wouldn't even believe that they caught her fucking ass by her record. You said by her record
Being
being
what her
so.
record was, right?
Man, yeah, like, yeah, how we caught you. So they were most,
Now
I
the
think the
question
US and
is,
it was more surprised than any fucking thing, to be honest with you, with they slow ass.
the big question now is, now that you
She
got
killing
one of
and taking
the,
hearts because she has to. That's her job. That's her job. That's her job and her religion is all in the one. It's like you working for the church and you gotta pass out Bibles. She's an assassin. She go kill people from pay. That's what an assassin does. Is work.
I kill people for fun.
It's work. It's a job. And I could also give praise to my Santeria when I take a heart out. I supposed to take two out for the job. I'm gonna take three out, one for Santeria. I'm gonna go put the heart at the altar. That what they saying. That what they saying. Hey, that what they say. You want to play it back? I play it back for you.
How they say, leave all your burdens on the altar, huh?
Every religion got their own way
These
they
motherfuckers
praise to their
leave,
God, right? They, I remember
they
in the
leaving
times of
body parts
uh
on the
of
altar.
of of Baal, of Baal, you had to give your firstborn. You had to give it to a toasty ass bull, and it would burn the baby alive. So, and she was putting it, and she was yes, Red, yes, yep. That's what I'm telling you. Yes, even with her job, like it's
Right.
like you saying your prayers. Like she wasn't. It was that serious. And I don't want to say on some satanic shit because it does have a blend of it with it, but it's not the same. And I don't want mix both of that like that, but it's on that level of seriousness is what I'm saying too. How they look at sacrifice and blood, the virgin, the Santeria, you know, is into that too. It's just on some Mexico, tip. even when they do the if you ever heard of the day, I think it's the Day of the Dead, when they all wear their skull faces and they come out and do the carnival. That's a part of the Santeria. That's all a part of that skill. Yeah, it's serious out there. What? Oh, they snatch you quick. Oh, they'll snatch you quick, Red. They shit, what? Oh, they gonna grab you quick. You certain place they tell you that maybe, man, certain place you can't go at all. They not playing. They that shit serious down there. So like I say, I think the U.S. kind of surprised they even caught her fucking ass because she was moving. She probably was going through it with her boyfriend or something. That Chris bitch say, I'm coming to see you, nigga. I don't know what happened. Oh, her girlfriend, I don't know. She could have been right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, it sounded like passion to make you go past your limits. Or because I don't think she was just chilling at the hotel. That's what I'm looking at. If I'm gonna raise some questions about it, it was like I know she wasn't just chilling at the hotel because they found shit on there and everything. So she probably was on a business trip. Really, I don't know. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. I'm gonna play it one more time and just let it play all the way through, and we can move on. Yeah, yeah. And if I find anything else on it too, I definitely uh update on her. Look at her face too, Ray. Like just check her out. Like she still look like she got acne and shit. So she probably smoking that fitting out a little bit, or she young is a motherfucker smoking that shit.
She,
Either
she
one, I
look
don't know.
young.
She did. That's what I'm saying. So just kind of people out a little bit and then listen to the shit. The bitch sound like she's supposed to be on 007. What?
We begin in the ABC 7 Alert Center with breaking news and a warning. You may find the details of this story disturbing. A woman accused in Mexico of several murders and body dismemberments, even removing victims' hearts, is arrested in El Paso. And within the last 10 minutes, ABC 7 obtained this arrest photo. She is Michelle Angelica Pineda, also known as La Cheli. She was wanted for 5 murders in Juarez. She's also suspected of being involved in several other killings. Investigators say she crossed illegally into the U.S. and was operating on behalf of the gang Artistas Asesinos, or assassin artists. The FBI says Pineda was known for extreme brutality, dismembering bodies, removing hearts, and placing the hearts in front of Santa Muerte statues. Authorities say they found guns, machetes, and fentanyl, as well as other drugs at the motel. El Paso's FBI says several law enforcement agencies worked together to arrest Pineda at an El Paso motel.
She said nobody wanted her, so she started killing. Whoo! Yeah, boy. She was dismembering shit. She and that bitch like she choking chickens and shit, man. That's what I'm saying. You don't just wake up one day and start doing that shit. That's some shit you
Right.
got to get used to. Terrible, Eddie. You saw that. You saw that shit, huh? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that meth fool out there too now. They smoking that shit. They smoking that shit like cigarettes. All right, P. That was my last one for the other news. Yeah, she didn't, but I don't know which. I don't know if she like uppers or downers though. Cause that speed shit, that shit that had you looking crazy.
She
And
might
that
not have
meth,
been high at
that
all.
meth. That's what Red was saying. That's what I was saying. I don't know. It all depends on what kind of high, cause all highs don't have your eyes red and droopy. That's why I said that. Some highs have you eye bucked and looking dead through your soul. You know, so I'm just saying. I don't know what that bitch is on. She gotta be taking something though. I mean, she probably fucking Adderall. She been, yeah, did it? She been though. She had to been. I'm telling you, that bitch been on speed since she was 6, cutting up chickens and little baby monkeys and shit, man. Getting ready, man. And it was showing her where the limbs at, where it come off easy, man. I'm telling you, man. She
How to separate them joints.
getting her ass ready, man. They said parts. They ain't say they ain't say a part like she just did it once. This bitch had parts like AutoZone. Shit. Mm. I'm serious. Red think I'm playing that shit for real. This bitch. Didi, this shit is crazy. This lady here, little innocent. What her name is? That bitch that woke up Beetlejuice. The little Mexican Renona Ryder. She making salsa with niggas and shit. Like the bitch who was doing the killing them people and making tamales out of. Remember that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Stop playing. Stop
The
playing with it.
tamale mama.
Stop playing with it. Using the people as tamale meat. Anyway, go ahead, P, bro. It's on you.
Yeah, bro. All I can say is, bro, people need to start watching this, so especially knowing that you got a lot of laws. Like we've been saying it, bro. If you see that there's a large influx of people coming in undocumented, meaning they don't know who these folks are at all, and our government is just allowing them to come here. You fuck around and bump into one of them bitches and get stabbed with something, and they'll been killing people a long goddamn time before they finally catch up to them, and you'll be one of the ones that, oh, we was actually able to catch her because she killed such and such in a store.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? I just saw something on Newsbreak earlier. They were talking about I don't know if you remember that shit. How one of the plane door blew off mid-flight.
I heard that, yeah.
They're saying that the FBI is telling people, all the people who was on that plane, they're telling all them people, y'all might have been victims of a whole terrorist attack. Based on the fact that just from the way the scene looked. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild, bro. Like we really gotta start doing better and start keeping our eyes about and see what's going on around us, because there ain't no goddamn way all this here going on and our people can't see. Oh well, our government telling us that they undocumented, but yet you telling us information about them after you catch them. So how you knew who this person was after you caught them with all of that information that all the information you just said or that the news reporter gave?
Damn, I gotta look that
How
up,
you had
Red.
all that
I'm
information
listening,
from the
P.
beginning? You
That's
know,
what's Sam. I gotta
that
look
shit
that
make
up,
me
Red.
think. Well, a month ago, we had a black assassin in New Orleans that was in the French Quarter and nobody knew. Woo! Whoa! Look at that. You don't know who's who around this motherfucker no more, man. No, I, I understand that we have a need for security in our country, but if we're going to keep allowing all kinds of undocumented people to come in here with no real background check into who these folks are, this is what you're getting. You know, Shorty Red saying they had you believe he was a sniper? What made you like?
I
What was
remember
the
he had
clue
one
that made
wild.
you believe that? That's what
Let me
I
see.
like. What was the clue that made you think he was a sniper? Yeah, they definitely gonna try to cover that up because they want to keep them tourist dollars coming in, and you can't keep money coming in if you scaring away the people.
What you looking at, Ray? Just what the fuck you looking at, Ray?
You know, I noticed that, I know that you and, Mr. Wilkins.
What you looking at, Ray?
Okay, I
Just
see.
what the fuck you looking at, Ray?
You know, I
Mhm.
I'm stupid, y'all. Don't worry about me.
You know, I seen the notice that
Oh man, I'm finished with other news though, Pete. It's on you, player. Whenever you want to crack the code.
the best thing I could do right now, bro, is just give y'all the rundown. So I saw a video. Mind you, this was like 3 podcasts ago. I was slipping, and I thought it was my week. And I saw something very interesting. And Killer Mike was asking a group of people that he was sitting on a panel, and they were having like a talk about revolution. And he said, "Well, I need to know this because when I'm young enough to remember where people was able to do for themselves." So he asked everybody, "How many of y'all go fishing?" Good bit of people raised their hand. He said, "Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. How many of y'all shoot a gun?" And I ain't talking about just once every so often, like once or twice a week. Not a lot of people raised their hand. See how many of y'all got your own garden, grow your own food. Not that many people raised their hand. He said, so at the end of the day, y'all can't tell me shit. You ain't shit. Because if you can't provide for yourself or do for yourself or defend yourself, how you gonna talk about revolution? So that made me think about what do we need to teach our children, right? We live in a society where everything is digital now. You can pick up a book, you could pick up a phone, pick up a computer, pick up a tablet, and learn all sorts of shit, right? Word wise. But what do you have physically that you can do? Can you get out there and go plant you a garden, grow you some vegetables? Something that'll sustain you in the event that the grid collapses and there's no electricity? Can you get out there and go fishing and catch you something to eat for the night? Do you know how to clean a fish? You see what I'm saying? Like all these things. Like I learned a lot of that young, right? I know certain things about gardening. I know certain things about fishing. I ain't no expert fisher, right? I can put a worm on a hook. I can catch a fish
Oh
or
yeah, I
two.
throw that motherfucker out there. Yeah, put the little weight on it
Yeah,
and
you know
shit.
what I'm
You throw that
saying?
motherfucker. Yeah.
Now I done shot guns, but I ain't never hunt no deer. So I can't tell you what it's like to go hunting. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that I thought about when Killer Mike was talking about that. You know, like, damn, what can we teach our children in the event that something happens? You know, looking at the George Floyd situation, I told my son, I said, bro, if you ever see somebody doing that to your daddy, if you got a gun, shoot him. Right? I ain't saying it's right. I ain't saying kill him, but shoot him. Shoot the gun. Just get him off me. You know, if you shoot that gun in the air, they're gonna stop what they're doing. That'll give me a second to catch a breath. You know what I'm saying? Something we need to do. Like we don't. I'm not gonna say we. I'm not gonna say we. But I'm saying
that's a broad statement.
right.
Rated Rated DD in the comment. Now they hear you now, P.
Right,
So,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we as
so they're gonna
all people.
Well, but you
I'm
said
saying
you want Munch to shoot though. That's what you said.
Yeah, if he see somebody doing me like they did for George Floyd, just say the police doing me like they was doing George
But they
Floyd.
gonna kill
And he got
Munch
it.
is my point.
If they don't see him with the gun,
Nah,
you see
they
what I'm
gonna
saying?
kill
Just say,
Munch. They gonna kill him.
just
They
say
gonna see
he.
him shooting for you. You know that.
No, I'm
So
saying
I
just
think you
say,
got to be careful how you
just
using
say
this.
you in the area where you could shoot the gun without being seen. Right? I'll put it in a better light. Just say you see that happening. You
Like Le
see them
Chile,
getting
like
ready
Le
to do
Chile
shit
on
like
some assassin shit.
Nah, not like that. Just put a shot off in the air to make everybody
All right.
jump.
That
You see
bitch
what
was
I'm
taking
saying?
body parts, not on the low.
Like that's why I say I'm not saying kill them, but you know, if you could get somewhere where you could let off a round or two
Where you
in
can
the air,
where you can scare him, flick him on his ear. I'm trying to get to what you're
that's
saying. Where you
just put it like
flick
this.
him
I
on the ear
want
with
my
the bullet,
children to
take
be
one of his
able to
ears off.
defend. I want my children to be able to defend
He said, I put
themselves.
it.
I want them to be able to defend their family. I want them to be able to grow food. I want them to learn to hunt.
Right.
You know, if you kill a deer, you got to know how to skin him and cut that carcass
Right.
up to have you some meat to
Yes, sir.
sustain you for a while. You know what I'm saying? I want these things, and that's what made me bring up this topic, because what do our children really know other than the stuff they see on the internet and on TV? Do they really know how to get out and do these things? We went to a garden party sometime back, and while the baby, like me and the three babies out there playing in the dirt, pulling roots up and planting stuff, all the big ones inside concentrating on going to play football. That's not football, basketball. That's not what we brought you here. We brought you here to learn something, so you'll be able to grow food. You know, you hear me talk about save these seeds so we could go plant some bell pepper in the backyard, and I'll show y'all how to take care of it. Save these seeds so we could go out and plant some watermelon in the backyard, and I'll teach you how to, you know, when to plant, when to harvest, stuff like that. But if I don't have your honest interest in it, then you're gonna be lost if something happens, right? And that's why I brought up, if the grid collapses, if this power shit just come tumbling down and there's no more fucking electricity, how are you gonna survive? Y'all will be out there losing your damn mind because you ain't got nothing to do now. Right? You can go pick up a book, but that's only going to entertain you so much. So why not figure out what it is that you need to do? Because there ain't going to be no refrigerator. There ain't no such thing as, oh, I'm going to just go run in there and grab a snack out the refrigerator. Nah, you got to learn how to preserve this meat. Right? These are the things that and that's the reason I brought it up. Also, the education thing, like to be educated. I left that out when I was putting up the description, but that's another thing. Like
I think
said,
that should be a curriculum.
Right.
Yeah, I think that should.
You know,
it should have been from the inception of school itself. That shit should have been a part of it. But
right, because at the end of the day, we don't know how long this situation gonna last for. We don't know how
people
good
was
it's gonna
already
be.
doing it. So how harder that would have been to learn that too, right? Because people was already doing it before school. You see what I'm saying? They didn't go to no school to learn that shit. Their ass was out there in the woods and shit. So, yeah, you get me. Yeah.
Figuring out, okay, if I hit this deer in the right spot, he'll run for a little bit, but then all I gotta do is follow the blood trail because his heart gonna be pumping out blood, leaving a trail for me to follow.
Man, yeah. You need to write a novel, nigga. You said, you
I'm
said
just
pull out the
saying.
blood out the heart and the blood out.
I'm just saying but that's
You put some
you know.
detail in that motherfucker. I'm just saying, P. You need to write a novel, nigga.
But that's the thing that
I'm not saying you lying. I'm just saying, you could tell a story. That's all.
Oh, I tell a
My
story
nigga.
good as a
That boy shit is,
motherfucker.
you hear what you said? You said the blood pumping out the heart and as it's running, it's
It's leaving a blood trail for me to follow. That's right. But
oh shit.
so
For sure though,
that's
for
the
sure. I
reason
feel you though. I feel you.
that's something that I was thinking about, bro. And I didn't have everything I needed lined up the last time it was my turn to run a segment. And I wish I would have had everything lined up because guess what? Computer dead, phone dying, and I don't know how much more longer I will last with this shit happening like this.
Yeah,
Like,
you
okay,
hit, man. You the fucking
I'm hit
Undertaker.
hard.
You
And
stream,
on the charger is
going
just that.
stream your graveyard, nigga.
Right. And it's not that it's not charging. It's on the
Sorry, guys.
charger. It's just that it's taking
Sorry.
up more juice than what I got. But
Man.
so that's just something I wanted to put on the heads of the, our listeners out there.
You got it.
But
I mean, you
The chicken
can I
have
ask you the
more
questions
juice
on
than I
your
got.
spot? Can you
Like I said, cause he ain't got no juice in the spot. He
campfire?
died.
What
Ain't got
would be
no
your
juice in the
favorite
spot.
survival skill?
He ain't got no juice in the spot.
no juice on the spots tonight, man. Last week I was good. This week I'm doing bad. But so Chop, give me something. Now I don't know how much you heard, man, but like when it comes to hunting, what would you think would be an appropriate age to teach your child to hunt, use a weapon, what I say, skin a deer, learn to harvest meat, grow garden? What would be a good age to start teaching that to your child?
Oh, straight out the, to me, straight out the womb, just like they teach them everything else. Like when you start teaching them how to, walk and talk and all those things, they should be watching you doing those things. And as they watching you doing those things, as they get older, they, 5, 6 probably, early, they gonna already be trying to actually do it, especially if they actually see you do it. So to me, it's just like with gun safety. Like if they see you always handling guns, always doing the right thing with them, and being safe with them and all that type of stuff, they're gonna do all that early with you too. And the reason I'm saying that too is because the hunting license, right? For a hunting license right now, the kids, you can start buying a hunting license from 0 years old and up. So the world, the government even think you can start teaching them, straight out the world. So, yeah.
And what I was telling them about the school thing, wouldn't that have been the easier to be one of the first things to teach people in school from the inception of school is survival training and shit like that, because that was
It
something they
should
were
be.
doing even
It
before
definitely,
school.
it
But that's
definitely
one of the
should be
main
something
things they
that they,
keep from it. Like it's it's fucking crazy.
yeah, because they got to keep you on the wheel so you can keep on being lazy and, let them find your meat.
Makes
And,
sense. Yeah.
let them plant your, your vegetables and all that shit instead of doing the shit on your own like you're supposed to do, like we was talking. Like some older people still do. Every time you hear a story about one of them older women or men that mid to 100 years old, man, they got gardens in their yard. They feed the whole family off that shit. Everybody come there. I be seeing the lady, she 100-something years old. She be cooking whole meals in that bitch from scratch and refuse to skip a step. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're supposed to be doing, not doing, because we became lazy as a people, period. Not just black people or Indian people or whatever, just as a people period, because everybody relies on that grocery store or fast food store or even with the schools, like the fuck, like
Them fucking Indians, them niggas refuse to take showers, son. Them niggas be funky as a motherfucker. Them niggas hit the whole aisle on your ass.
it be motherfucking right.
So they must make them take baths in their country or something. I'm confused.
Oh
That shit.
man, they not worrying about that shit like that. Like
So they like that. Everybody
what
like
I
that.
heard, no, look, let me tell you some real shit. What I heard was
Man, them
must
niggas be
don't
tough.
smell
Chop,
like
chop,
that to
chop. Them
certain
niggas
niggas.
be tough, son. Them niggas
We
took
be
the
putting,
whole aisle in the stove.
yeah, we be putting the wrong shit on. Right? You gotta eat the right shit to
Son,
not be mustard.
you could tell. Look, but that's what I'm saying. They not eating the right shit, Chop, because all that gyro meat and shit is coming up under them arms, son. And out the cracks of shit on them niggas, man. I'm
Them bitches
telling
that
you,
come
brother,
straight from a soccer
them
game,
niggas
they
is
go straight, and they don't take no baths. They go in the bathroom. But you got, I don't know if they country like
what
that.
kind of
Though.
survival? What kind of
I don't
survival?
know. I don't know. They bird bath.
I'm just
The go play soccer. And
what
leave
the
the
fuck?
soccer field and go straight in the motherfucking
Man, how you
bathroom.
light skinned and dirty, man? That shit crazy, man.
Now,
No, that
what
shit
would you
confusing.
say is an appropriate age to teach a child to use a weapon?
Nigga, zero. I'm
Well,
not changing
like soap,
that.
soap,
I'm not changing that shit. Just like you teach them how to walk or teach them how to crawl and all that. Nigga, teach them that shit from the rooter. Shit,
I was gonna ask you. Well, can I ask both of y'all this then? I'm gonna ask a lighter question. Out of the survival tactics, which one you think you would need the most?
Gardening.
I wouldn't say gardening is a survival technique. I would say just knowing the land. Because if you know the land, then you know what's there to eat to survive.
Good point.
So
So what would be the most important?
So having the knowledge of the land would be the most important, because if you
Okay,
ain't got the knowledge of the land, you can't fucking do nothing. You gonna be trying to fucking.
That's true. So okay, what you say, Pete?
Yeah.
Out of the survival tactics, which one you think is the most important? For children, you can put that on the internet if you want. Chapter
You lost
2.
your juice. You lost your juice. You juicy.
I
So you
still,
would be knowing the land.
I'm leaning on more along the lines of, and chop right with knowing the land, because if you do know the land, you able to know what grows on that land, how long it takes it to grow on that land, like stuff like that. I always did think that knowing gardening, like, because you got your herbs, you got your medicinal plants that you use for medicine, you got just like literally anything that you can, like, you don't have to have meat to survive. So I'm leaning more along the line of knowing the land and garden. So I would put both of them together and say that if I had to say that was a survival tactic to know, it would be definitely knowing the land and knowing how to grow your own food.
I see mine is a fire. Learning how to make a fire. If I could learn how to make the fire, I can navigate, from there. Especially if I know all the other ones. I think the most important would be getting that motherfucking fire started. Especially if I'm in like a cold area or a wet, damp area. I gotta find some dry wood. Like Chad was saying, if I know the land too, I know what kind of animals out there and shit. So I need to
You
get
You know
something
where to
by
put
me.
your tin in. You
You
know
need
if
to,
you
I
got to
need a
put that bitch in
perimeter.
the sky. You know what I'm saying? All that shit.
Yeah,
I don't need to be on the
yeah,
corner because bitch at nighttime it get feisty out there. You know,
yeah.
whatever.
I gotta
But
see what the fuck I'm doing. Was looking at me because a lot of animals be That's another survival tactic. I'm gonna get into that on my segment. A lot of them animals be
watching
what you call that shit when they can see at night.
night vision. They have night vision.
No, it's called something
no,
else.
it's called something else. It's not night
Yeah,
vision.
it's called
Oh,
something.
It's
nocturnal.
called something.
Yes, there you
Nocturnal.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
there you
go.
go.
Yeah, them nocturnal creatures, a
Raccoons and
motherfucking
shit,
bug.
but other ones is dangerous as raccoons. Y'all get me. Y'all fine. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, bug. Them nocturnal creatures, the motherfucker. I will say that much. You don't know what's watching you, but you see them eyes watching you in that fucking dark.
That's what I'm
Least
saying.
little bit of light hit
I-
that bitch. You be like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, come on. Damn. 14%.
How the fuck would you get on the computer and you could have just got on the phone?
The computer, the charger broke on my computer, man. I can't charge.
Okay, but now your segment over and you ain't got to present nothing, so you can just get on the phone.
Yeah, I'm on the phone. And the phone is
Oh,
dying because
oh,
StreamYard takes
okay,
up a
so
lot of battery juice.
your phone ain't got no juice either. No juice.
StreamYard take up a lot of battery juice, bro.
He dry over there. He chap.
This man tore
He over there
up.
chap.
Man, ain't Chappie tore up. It's the same person said we could have used this computer.
Well, I wasn't expecting my
Absolutely.
fucking wire to be broke.
Y'all getting the behind the scenes look at Blood.
Oh man.
Shit.
Y'all getting the uncut tonight.
Shit
This
was
man,
charging
that-
2 days ago. Come
so
on
what's
today,
wrong with
bitch.
your, so what's
Ain't
wrong
doing
with your
shit.
Android charger?
Oh,
So nigga burnt up your Android charger too?
Nigga, I'm on a power charger. I've been told y'all my wireless charge, my fucking charge port for my phone been out. I ain't never bring that bitch to the shop and get it fixed.
Oh shit, man. All right, we gonna stop talking about that.
Yes, please, thank you.
Yeah, because you tore the fuck up, Peter.
Toe up from the floor
y'all
up.
crazy.
This man tore up. And you going? I'm driving, my bad, dog. But yeah, bro. Fuck. I just won't say because I know I wasn't able to say it in the beginning. I am Chop Tricks and I'm in the building, but I just won't say that.
Just man, it crazy.
I just want to say that I think that it starts with the parents. You know what I'm saying? Because if the parents not doing, like, think about it, the white boys that be doing the hunting and shit, right? They be having their kids. Them niggas be knowing how to load guns, put the bullet in that bitch, shoot all that shit at fucking baby ages, like little bitty age or whatever. But if black people was to do that, it's the misnomer on it and shit. Nigga canary,
They'll,
Johnny.
they'll be calling us militants.
That boy. Chilling out here. My bad. I'm on a podcast. You good though, son? Yeah. All right. But yeah, son. Fucking I just think that like the kids gonna do what the parents know how to do. And that's what they do. Like, like I do music and I can say that nah, you know what I'm saying? All my kids in the day they really don't know. And I do music. So it's like what you into, they gonna do. And that's the easiest way to do it. So it's like you gotta break the cycle with the parents first. And then, once they see, once the kids see, oh look, mom in the outside trying to get the food versus going to the stove. At the end, pick or whatever. But and they say, the easy way, I could
Oh, that's like a blanking out.
You know, I'm switching.
Chop, you breaking up, bro.
Better in the internet though about we found Megarex. Oh, they was looking for Megarex. Hold on. That's why my shit.
Yeah, that sucker went to frying up bad.
Yeah, that's because I was connecting to the internet. Y'all can hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
much better,
no.
much better.
Yeah, that's because I made it to the crib. But yeah, fuck. I'm just saying, like, I think the parents having that knowledge is key. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta want to get off the wheel first to get them off the wheel type shit. You know, and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? All it really takes, because thanks to Donald Trump, I'm not advocating to vote for Donald Trump or none of that, but thanks to Donald Trump, the dumbass Democrats wanted to expose all the shit he was doing. So all the fucking tax secrets then got out. So, you know, when your dog died, bury that motherfucker on your land so you can keep your shit. You ain't gotta pay no taxes on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, you have a death in the family, have that shit, you know, bury them in your yard. That way, fuck. Now you can keep your land and you ain't gotta pay no taxes on it. It's a lot of things that, you know, once the parents know they can start doing that's going, you know, fuck, oh, this how we keep our land, this how we, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, all the kids think we gotta be on the wheel. So we got to change that mindset first, and that starts with the parent or in the rat race or whatever people say.
I agree. I agree.
People say.
Red Ray. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, that was my jam right there, boy. That motherfucking Red Ray.
Africans do take a bath. I didn't heard certain people say, certain African scholars say, you know, shout out to Shorty or whatever. I didn't heard a lot of them eat certain things. They say if you got certain things in your diet, you don't even get mustard. Like to be able to start
They,
stinking.
yeah, so they gotta. It's definitely something
I
out
think
there
one guy was
that make
saying
you
that
mustard. Then
it's meat.
it's definitely niggas
I
is
Oh,
think I
they
definitely
heard
eating
one
a
eating.
guy say you
combination.
start eating meat.
Yeah, I
Niggas
think
eating
meat got a lot.
onions and,
Meat got a lot to do with
and
it because
pepper
meat takes too
and pepper
long.
gyro sheep.
And I wouldn't say I
Niggas eating
wouldn't just say meat like
goat
that. You
gravy.
got now I ain't gonna lie. Goat is one of them is a gamey type food. You know what I'm saying? That's just like
Yeah, man.
knowing the
And
difference
it's healthy.
between exactly because they eat grass. Just like, you
Man,
know,
you gotta take a bath.
horses or you know, other shit, you know what I'm saying? They do be having some you do gotta take a bath. You're right.
That
But I
shit come
think
out your underarms, son.
yeah, I think I want to try that diet shit that man was talking about. Because at one point in time, you wasn't getting musty, and then you started getting musty. See what I'm saying?
Just the meat itself. That's why I'm saying that. That shit run through your body and it turns into the shit. Like it's like
hmm But
secreted
then
grease that gotta come out the body from the
then
meat.
we
Like
also got to remember we have if you think about it, when you get around them animals and you smell them, they have a totally different scent, right? It's because we have scent glands, like we secrete an odor, but the
they don't
mustardness
eat
that we
meat.
smelling, that most likely is attributed to us being meat eating animals. You see what I'm saying?
Ain't no motherfucking
Versus
animal. I'm just fucking with
meat eating creatures. I'll say that
They
meat
just called
eating
me an
creatures.
animal.
We still a
He
goddamn
just heard
creature.
the white. He just heard this white man call this man a fucking
a
gorilla,
fucking
and he gonna
monkey, man.
sit here
And
The
he gonna
and
monkey.
come right
call
here with that shit,
the
man. Come on,
whole
man.
race an animal. We meat eating animals. I'm like,
Meat eating creatures,
God
right?
damn
All
it.
right. The fact behind that
Omnivores.
is
the fact
We're
behind that is for the
omnivores. We
people
eat
that heard
vegetables
Yeah,
and we
he
eat
done
yeah,
meat.
call
Red.
us
It's like it's
animals.
exactly, and your
I
body secretes the waste, however it's supposed to, and if it
yeah,
don't,
our intestines ain't made to
bad
digest meat.
reactions. Mm,
Our intestines too
that's deep.
long. The meat gonna get caught in there. You gotta go get that colonoscopy.
Same, boy. There's
Gotta
always an
get that
ultimate way.
colonoscopy. Colonoscopy. All that.
Who's second? I forgot. I'm second or you second, child? I
Um,
forgot.
I believe. Well, wait. You went first last week.
I did
Chop,
the
it's your.
Haitian,
It's you.
yeah.
You up next, Chop.
I did the
Don't I go
Haitian.
last because I go
Yeah, you go
to
last, man. Yeah, you go last.
because
I'm about
I'm
to go
next.
then. Yeah, I'm about to go. He about to confuse me, man. I just did the Haitian. Um, I did the Haitian bit.
Yeah. You go last this week, Silent. It's me, then Chop, then you. Then the
Yeah,
order
because
come
I go
around, then it's
last.
Chop, then
Yeah,
you, then me.
so if I'm next, I go last.
If he next, he go last.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
just
right. My
went.
bad. My bad.
You
Yeah, you
good?
right.
I
You
just
right.
went.
You right. You right.
So I'm about to. Yeah, I'm about to jump mine though. Like I was, but just to add on to what you were saying though, P. Some of the stuff. I'm just gonna break down some of the stuff that I actually saw and was actually hoping get back up and running. And hopefully parents, like Chad was saying, starting with the parents, hopefully the parents, if they're interested, especially for city kids, uh, they got a lot of programs besides Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts that do these type of things, and they be looking for inner city kids to be involved in these type of things. What my brothers are talking about, survival skills, all types, not just one certain thing like shooting and stuff like that, but also learning how to navigate, um, how to understand the animals, like P was saying, but also learning the animals, and they have different names and tags for these things too, and learning your compass. Finding the North Star, the shadows, stuff like that. And I found something interesting on YouTube that could kind of just give like a quick example of what I'm talking about. And these few things they're gonna break down, I think, are some of the most important survival skills you should teach a kid in any point, excuse my language, a child in any given point of his time of life. um it could be taught in many different ways. It don't always necessarily have to be, you necessarily teaching them neither. Like I'm saying, like if your life can't, pertain for you to doing that, like I'm saying, they have a lot of programs and stuff too. You have to be interested in that as well. Even if you're not going to be available, you still have to be available, if that makes sense. Even though these people are going to be, doing the bulk of the work, they're still going to need your presence there as a father or a mother to, show support with learning it, be interested in it as well, want to learn, you know, or if you don't want to learn, at least have fun with, what your child is learning, because it's going to be very influential in their life at any given time of a catastrophe or anything happening, like P was saying, or just life period, going through things when they, down and out, or on top of the world. Sometimes, these survival skills come in handy at any given moment. So I just had a couple of little videos, like I said, and if y'all want to, chime in on the video right quick, y'all can, my brothers, because I'm gonna break down the things they're gonna be talking about, because they're gonna also name it too. So yeah, um, it's a little quick little thing, like 3 minutes. I got two of them. There you go.
Everything. Other camps just cover one section.
Our goal at camp is to expose the kids to the environment and teach them about the outdoors with a big picture of connecting them to the environment and creating stewards of the land and turning them into lifelong users. So we want to build wilderness survival and primitive skills such as fire building, shelter building. We do orienteering with the kids.
West is 270 degrees. Does everybody see the W?
Orienteering, that's map reading and compass work.
We have our big fake compass and we spin it around and we have the name Fred for the north part of the compass, and then we teach them to get it inside of the box, and then we have a map for them, which is kind of fun, and they go around and they find flags, and then the flags coordinate with each step. We have about 15 of them.
That way, how many pieces?
And then they end up at the big tree, and it's fun to see how they work together as a group, and so far I think most groups this week were pretty successful with that.
You always put the north arrow into the shed, as Tyler says, Fred in the shed, but then you turn the dial to the number of degrees and then you put red in the shed and then you walk into the point of direction.
All right, go. Good, go.
Shelter building is part team building activity because they're split up into groups, but it's also part survival scenario. So if the kids were out hunting and they had to spend the night in the woods, the lesson that they get from shelter building is how to make a structure that would be able to make their night out in the woods a little bit more comfortable than if they were just sleeping on the dry ground.
Here's how this is gonna work. You're gonna lift up and I'm gonna push up through the middle. Okay.
We put the kids in teams and then we teach them a few different ways to build a shelter. And then once they do that, they build a shelter and they build it out of all the sticks in the woods, and then they put pine needles on for waterproofing. And then we tell them we're gonna test it for water test. So we'll dump a 5-gallon bucket of water on it and the kids will all be inside, and then they'll see how successful their shelter was. And then after that, we also do a bear attack, and one of the guy counselors comes up and like shakes all of their sticks, which is kind of fun to see too. And then the kids get to see how successful their shelter is. And we had a lot of great shelters this week, so that was exciting.
I made a teepee this time. It was a tiny bit too big. We had lots of room for the 4 people that had to fit in it. I thought we should have done a smaller one, but it still worked. We still got second place in the shelter.
We can set it on.
So those two things right there they talked about is one of the two important things that both of y'all kind of touched on as well. You know, oratoring, like I said, using a compass and, you know, learning the North Star, and shelter building, y'all. Learning how to build a constructive spot, you know, in the wilderness, like they were saying, you know, learning how to place the sticks and stuff like that. I think, you know, those two things are important. Y'all want to say anything about the camp or the program or what they teaching them or anything about
that's
those two
but
things?
that's part of what I was saying. Like, you could tell that it's something that's in that community. Like, that community already takes those things kind of serious, or, you know, survival tactics, or, you know, all that type of shit. You know, they don't spend too much money. Just when I seen them Caucasian folk, I was like, yeah, that sound about right. They always get the they have those survival camps and all that type of shit. Now they be doing down bad in them camps too. Now they be touching them fucking churn, all kind of shit. You know, I don't want to leave that out, but yeah.
P Dot. Oh, he gone. He didn't juice
he
out.
on a phone charge break.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Well, I can move on then. I got he gonna talk about 2 more. I think 2 more things, 3 more things at the same time. But it's basically gonna be basically showing you, you know, what are those things, and I think these 2 are important too. I think one of these we left out. They're gonna talk about too. So yeah.
In the last shelter.
You can see, like, if they have really sharp teeth, that means most of the time, that means they eat meat. Wildlife ID and plants ID are both pretty important things for anybody who's going to be spending any time in the outdoors, especially if you're going to be a hunter or trapper or someone who's fishing. So we spend time doing skins and skulls programs where the kids are working with the pelts, they're learning about the animals and their habitat and what the animals need to survive, and then they're also becoming more familiar with what the animals look like and what their behavior is.
Mallards are very common ducks around here. So, what's one cool thing about ducks and geese that they always do every winter?
Migrate.
Alright, good job. Yep, they migrate down south.
And then we want you to go gather the different materials that we talked about. So tinder, kindling, and other materials that we talked about. And then we'll help you guys get it started.
Part of the wilderness survival, along with orienteering and shelter building, is fire starting.
If you're out in the wild or camping, you can always start a fire to boil water and make food.
We talk about different equipment that you could carry with you in case you got into a situation that you didn't have lighter or matches, and get the kids familiar with being able to start their own fire.
You're going to use this sharp side first, and the magnesium, you want to get some magnesium on top of it because it's flammable.
I think you should.
There you go, get some in there.
It's good to have flint and steel because that can fit in your pocket, but you just get the driest, like dry grass, and then you get leaves and some small twigs, kind of pile them up against each other, and then you spark the dry grass, and then it will flame everything else.
We have the kids working out here with flint and steel. We use steel wool and 9-volt batteries, which is something that a lot of people don't know about.
This is a 9-volt battery. They have to be pretty new batteries. And then what is this?
That's a steel wool.
This is a small piece of steel wool, so you don't need very much, but essentially if this battery is new, it should, when I touch it on the steel wool, spark. Yep. Can you see those? So it ignites really easily, and you can use this to get a spark on your smaller leaves and stuff like that. They're learning definitely how to plan ahead. That's one of our big things. What you need to pack when you're going on a hike, when you're going anywhere, and that's one of our big fundamentals.
Cotton ball soaked with Vaseline on it. This is a great fire starter for backpacking because it's really light and it lights really easily.
This week, I think we've definitely brought to these kids some new skills that they can bring home with them. They might not be building fires every day and things like that, but I'm sure the experiences that they have, they're going to take home and share with their other friends and maybe inspire their friends also to get outside.
Yeah, the Vaseline with the cotton ball and the water purification. I think those two are important too. When out there in the woods and stuff like that, or for like a survival skill, or just knowing that you could mix those two things and create that just on the fly, like, or just having around. I think understanding those things, even the purification, they got better technology with that now, with the purification bottles and shit like that. So just learning and knowing them things too, I think are some of the important top 5 to me survival skills. Plus, learning how to create the fire and knowing the battery with the steel wool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fire right there. Knowing that shit could, because none of that shit don't even have to be on. All you gotta do is touch and it make fire. So yeah, I thought that was important too. And like I was saying, just those, like, just having programs like that where schools could come in at different times and different schools could come in, and however they do it, they come in and learn those things. I think that's important to keep that around. And hopefully, like I said, it'll come back further toward these communities. I hope they start picking back up on that, because I remember that when I was a little boy, like, they had a lot of different programs and shit where you could go and learn these different type of things, throw axes and shit like that. We didn't get so far as to hunting, but as far as like learning the forest and a lot of the stuff that them kids was doing out there, building the shade and shit like that with the moss on it. Yeah, it was definitely like a part of like summer school and shit, chap. Like they had, I remember when they have summer camp at the schools. They used to have summer camp at the schools for the, for the different grades and shit like that, and you know, and people like that would come through, and take the kids on shit like that, little adventures and shit. So I remember that shit. That shit was fire, bro. And, you did learn some shit, so that you could take with you forever, So I think it is definitely important, So yeah, I passed the mic on that player. But yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
and
I'm here.
I forgot one thing. Plant ID, learning your plants, learning what your plants is, plant identification and animal identification. Learn your plants and learn your animals if you're gonna be, out there on that type of time. Definitely learn your plants and learn your animals. Oh, I forgot one, chap. I forgot one, y'all. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. One that's right there that we get a bad rep for, but I think it's very stereotypical. Swimming. The summer coming up, all that.
That's
Y'all
very
got your
necessary
kids.
right there.
Yes, my brother. Y'all
It's
got your
sad
kids
that
coming up.
that nigga stay
Just
somewhere where
go
you could
sign
drown
them
there.
up for the goddamn swimming. Just go sign them up for the swimming. Don't even worry about it. Just say fuck it. Yeah, I'm signing up for swimming.
Fucking churn
You know
king.
just they used to have that shit. I remember that. They damn near in every neighborhood where they would, send the papers, to the schools and shit. They doing this. Nord was a big influence in a lot of that movement at one time
And they
too.
got the pools now too. They
So
can't
you
even
know what
say
I'm
they ain't got
saying,
the
child? I
pool.
don't, right. So
I think it's there.
it
I
is what
think
it
people
is.
just don't go to them, to be real. Cause I think like Joe Brown, I be seeing people go there year round and shit, but I don't think people go to them. They don't do the, and you ain't gotta pay nothing. It's all free
Right.
shit. I don't know.
So yeah, I had this one more little clip to show you once again how them people come through, like your point was earlier, and do what they do and certain shit. So check this shit out. At the same time, it's still a skill that we should not be falling behind on, or making it feel like we're falling behind on, because it's not that big of a deal if you make it a big of a deal. So check that shit out.
Many of us are starting to plan our summers by the pool or the beach. But the water can be a dangerous and scary place for people who cannot swim.
Them
So a group of
motherfuckers got on
Wayland
my
students
nerves.
decided to teach their friends from the inner city how to stay afloat. David Robichaux has the story, new at 6.
They sprint off the Metco bus, feet pounding on the pavement. Then it's cowabunga, dude.
It's awesome. Best swim thing of all time.
It's not just splashing around, they're taking lessons. Here's a startling statistic. 70% of African-American kids don't know how to swim, and drowning is the second leading cause of unintentional
You hear
death
this?
among children under 14.
It is
How you mix
startling,
that
and
together?
one of the reasons is because in the city, most of the pools have been closed.
Enter Water
Thank you,
Warriors,
ma'am.
a program started 6 years ago by then-student Isabel Schwartz of Wayland High. Her mom, Janet, runs it now.
Learning how to conquer something that they're afraid of, and that week after week
They
practice.
chopped down
You
6 of
learn
them
how to
bitches and
crawl
opened
first,
back
right?
up too.
Well, some of these kids, like this girl, have been coming to Water Warriors half her life.
I kept getting better, and I wanted to like I was in a lower level before, and I was like upset because I wanted to get in a higher level.
Perhaps one of the best parts of this is a lot of these kids have inspired their parents and grandparents who have never learned how
Yeah,
to
she
swim
ain't playing.
to
She
take
won't swim.
lessons themselves, inspiring a new generation not to be afraid of the water. In Wayland, I'm David Robichaux, WBZ News.
Get you excited for
That's Boston. That's Boston news, y'all. Can't you tell?
Yeah, fellas, I'm back.
Yeah, yeah, I passed the torch, bro.
So before you pass,
Swimming was my number 4. Uh-huh.
so the videos you were showing, those was the videos where it was basically showing like the different activities that are out there for children to go learn, as well as
Yeah,
to
it's a well, how they was running it, like I was saying, it's different programs that do different stuff. And they out there, you just now, like, the social media time, so you gotta go looking for it now. But
got it.
it's different programs in different areas that, you know, they go all in with stuff like this. And they set up meetings with schools and stuff. And, like I said, different ones that could, where you could just set up a appointment or a group day when they doing it or something like that, and you could go out there and learn with your kids. Or they have it set up like camps as well. Like you could send them out to summer camp, and this is the summer camp that they go to, and they learn these type of things. I was saying basically those things, you know, I remember as a kid, and those things as a child, excuse my language, it was important basically. And I remember learning those things as a boy, and remembering it and just going back. I was saying that a lot of that, the feel of it seemed like it's gone. I don't see the promotion for it like it was. I didn't see it pushed on Cora and Trishan in their schools for them to, be involved in stuff like that. So
Or to
I
even
was
keep
just
the
was saying
interest.
basically that that if you can, even as a parent, if you can't, uh do it, still be involved, with your kid, if you're going to sign them up for a program or a camp or something like that, still show, you know still show them that you
Want
want
to
to
do
be there
something.
for them, and show them love for what they learning. Even if, like I said, even if you don't want to learn it, still just have fun with your kid. You know what I'm saying, with your child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's always ways to do it if you're interested, like you said, as a parent, because the child gonna learn it
One way or the
from,
other.
yeah, they're gonna learn it from them, and they're gonna learn it from you, regardless of what that is. So you're and I started naming a lot of these, top 5 ones. I say plant ID, learning the plants, learning the identification of the plants, animal ID, learning your animals, learning how to skin them to make pelts, like you were saying earlier, make pelts and bags and coats, stuff, not coats, but covers and stuff like that, basically. Um, water purification. That was one of them.
Yes, that's another
Didn't
big
talk
thing.
about,
Yes.
but water purification is another one. I talked about shelter building. I think you heard that one. Um, oh, and swimming was the last one. I don't know if you heard swimming, but swimming was the
No,
last
I
one.
ain't hear swimming, but I know that's another
I just
thing that
showed a video
I
for that
don't
one.
see being pushed no more. Because I remember
And it used to be
uh
big. Everybody had a
that used
pool
to
at
be a
one
big
time.
thing. Like,
Shit.
yeah, especially like the late '80s, early '90s when it was
Hmm.
like when it was big time push. It used to be headed up by like the
Even
Red
before
Cross.
then.
Yeah,
Oh, Mama
you
used to
had
tell
like the
me.
Red Cross
Yeah,
teaching
shit.
everybody how to swim
Excuse me.
and CPR classes and stuff like that. It's a lot of things that uh
Hmm.
we had
That
during
could
our
be that could be
time
pushed, bro. It still
as
could be
youth.
pushed, bro. Like how they
Right.
flash all this, like how you see all this bullshit flashed across social media. They should, flash these things too. Like, I know these people got social media
But you
pages.
know what's crazy? They got people
Get them
they got
people them
people on
likes,
social
man. Stop
media that
shadow
I
banning
see
them people, man.
I be seeing that be doing the farming and stuff like that. And um, like I said, I think the people themselves decide to stay on the wheel, because like I said, why would they decide to gut their own chickens if they can just go to the grocery store? And I think as long as that convenience is still there and it's not
Yes.
surreal to people, then people gonna still just go to the corner store versus saying, shit that got real, it's time for me to really
Learn
you
to
know,
skin a chicken, how to pluck the feathers, how to clean this chicken. And see, like a lot of people don't know, there's a process that you got to go through even before you kill that chicken to fully clean that chicken.
what
Like,
process?
you know, like getting a chicken to get all of the bad stuff out of the system, like all of the grub worms and all that stuff. You want to get that chicken clean, so you will feed it oats and corn and stuff like grits and stuff like that. That way, it's like detoxing their system, is pulling all of that trash out. Because you know, people eat the gizzards, they eat the livers and stuff like that from the chicken. Well, if you eating the gizzards and the liver, you got to remember you got to get all of that clean too. So the process was, instead of letting them be fed or free range chicken where they eating whatever they find out on the ground, you would throw corn and oats and grits and all of that type of stuff out. The chicken would eat it, and then when they poop it out, they're pooping out all of the bad stuff that was in their system. So when you do get ready to eat that chicken, you're eating the cleanest form of that chicken versus the form of the chicken that might have all of the bad stuff from the earth that's in it. That's one of the things that I say this, and God bless the day. It was a lot of lessons that I learned from my mama about, I'm gonna say about a good 10 years before she died. Like all of those lessons that I didn't learn as a child, as an adult, yeah, I started seeing what she was saying because it started becoming important. And it wasn't that she didn't know what was coming, you know what I'm saying? Because like Betsy and Camille was like the Hurricane Katrina and Rita to them as it was to us with the actual hurricane itself. So they knew, my mama knew how to garden. She knew how to fish. She knew about hunting. We had hunting rifles in the house. So those were things that my mama knew how to do only because of the, like you say, knowing the land and knowing where to go hunt and fish and what you could plant when to harvest it. She knew all of that. And I started learning it as a teenager, and then when I got shot, I kind of just like fell into a rut. And it wasn't until I met Silent that I actually started talking about all of the different little things that I remember as a child, and all of the different, like, I don't know if you remember, Silent, we used to sit out there and look up at the stars and talk about the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, and where they at during what time of the year and how to spot them, and knowing the difference between the two, because they shape the same. It's just that if you're not looking at it when you're supposed to, you're going to be thinking that the Little Dipper is the Big Dipper because it's there. But you have to know that during this time of year, the big one is here and the little one is here. You know, so it was a lot of little lessons that I
Yeah,
started
it's
thinking
like
about.
navigation, right? That you
Yes,
saying like the
yes,
location where they at. It's like saying like, yeah, the Quickie Mart gonna be down the street. You know that's the exact location, but that's how it is up in the sky. It's like it's set
right.
there.
You
You
know
know
your
it.
exact location
Yeah,
based
you
on
going
the
right. You can navigate your way from that
mhm,
spot. I got you. I see what
to
you're saying.
your next spot. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was a lot of lessons that I heard, but it
I
didn't
think that's
start
what the
sinking
ancestors
in
was about too.
until
I think a lot of bullshit got twisted with astrology and astronomy.
yes,
Astrology and yeah, all right, you feel me. All right, go ahead.
yeah.
My bad.
So astronomy is like what a lot of people attribute to Harriet Tubman freeing the slave. Follow the drinking gourd, you know. As long as you keeping your eye on the North Star, you know where you at, you know this, you know that. Those are the things that we haven't, and I'm gonna say me. I still don't know the full lunar cycle, right? Knowing when the new moon is, or knowing what the half moon is, and what it represents to the year, or
Yeah, we just got a
knowing
new year.
right. But what I'm
March.
saying is,
Hmm.
you don't if you're not paying attention to or know of these things, or really have any in-depth knowledge into it, you can't really
I know.
pass
I
it
just
on
want
to
to
your
trip your
children.
head out. That's all. I just want to trip your head out from the Hebrew calendar. Yeah, this would be after the solstice. So it would once the spring hit, basically that's supposed to be the
When the new
actual new
year,
year.
right, the
Yeah,
initial, the real new year.
the rebirth, right? The rebirth after winter, spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. You got me. You feel me?
Because I don't know if you remember him, Silent. Remember Mr. Murray?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
My,
yeah.
all right. Some kind of way, every year around the same time, I would always hear him say, "Yeah, it's Ramadan." Right? That's the Islamic holiday. So one night we were sitting outside, and he showed me why he knew it was Ramadan, and it was the way the star formation was, and he knew it only because he was mapping out uh the geolocation of where the earth was to those said stars. And that's how he would be like, okay, Ramadan just started today because these stars are lined up at these specific points. Now, he didn't do the full Islamic thing like the prayers and stuff like that. But by him practicing Islam for a little while,
Yeah, he knew what it was, guy.
he knew
Yeah.
what it was. And so now I could look up into the sky and say, oh, it's Ramadan because the North Star, and there's another little bitty star, but it shines just bright enough for you to see it, and it sits right on the side of the North Star, and that's how he was able to tell me Ramadan. So that kind of like it brings back memories, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting up in age that all these little memories and things that I learned in my younger years is coming
Yeah, that
back
shit's
to me like.
fascinating to me too, if that's the word you're looking for. It's kind of fascinating
Yeah,
to me.
it's fascinating that all these little things that I heard about, like I was telling Chop when I first brought, because I think we was waiting on you to get in group one day, and me and Chop was talking about the same topic we on right now, and I was like, my uncle took me hunting, when I was like probably Pablo's age, a little bit younger, and we had a 22 rifle. I was scared to shoot the gun because I was afraid of the kickback. You see movies where dudes shoot them big old guns or whatever, and to the eyes, in my eyes as a child, that was a big gun. You know what I'm saying? Never held a gun before, never shot one, so it kind of frightened me to shoot the gun. And when he shot it, it was like, oh, it ain't that bad. But I was looking at how big my uncle was to me, not knowing that's a gun I could have handled. You know what I'm saying? I could have shot that shit from here to Kingdom Come. It's like but I didn't know any better. So that experience with hunting, riding a horse, without a saddle, like that, those little experiences that I remember having was like, damn, was this what my uncle was trying to teach me, like how to hunt, how to fish? I got the fishing part down, pretty decent. I could go cast and clean the fish and stuff like that. But hunting, that's something I never really like going out and actually shooting a deer, or some people hunt raccoon and squirrel and all that other, stuff. I never did that. And that's something that I want to do. So it's kind of like I want to learn and teach my kids at the same time. But the responsibility of a gun is a big, like Chop said, if your children see you using a gun responsibly you know, all of the things that come along with having a gun, using a gun, and lined up like that, that would definitely make me feel a little bit better about knowing that I've taught my children the basic things that they need to do, other than how to work a computer or how to play these games. Because, like, I'm a gamer, I like playing video games. So my son learned to play video games. All my children learn to play video games, but they don't know enough about actual life lessons.
Look in
So
the. You
if
see what's in the search box at the top?
wait, you talking to me? No, I gotta blow my screen up. Between 3 and 7, yes. That's why I was
Think
asking
about
you
it.
earlier.
3 years. My son right now is 3 years old, and he's learning things. He's learning places. He's learning all the things. So in the midst of him learning everything, in the foundation of his learning experience, he knew about guns too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
how to clean them, how to keep them well
I
oiled.
wouldn't say how to clean it and all that yet, but
I mean, but that does go into what you're saying,
it's
though, like
introduced
the
it to him,
responsibilities
you know,
to have.
early. Yeah, like it's basically introduced to him early versus later on, because what we have is a system where most people think we're not even supposed to be touching them. So teaching people or even having one is like you ain't even supposed to be fucking with that. Like, but if people thought of us as hunters or that type of shit, the whole narrative would change. But they don't. They think of us as, you know, get them guns out them niggas' hands, they gonna kill somebody or possibly kill you type shit.
But that's also I would say a stigma that's been placed on us. Because if you look at it, we're not the ones out committing mass shootings, even though the types of mass shootings that we can attribute to people of the melanated kind are only against each other, right? Whereas these guys are indiscriminately going out and shooting up places just because. Like, I want to kill a bunch of people. And I can't say indiscriminately, I take that back. I retract that statement. Because looking at what we've seen over the last 5 years has been people who have some sort of discrimination against another set of people to go out and commit mass murder like that. You see what I'm saying? So, but again, that I think part of that is a stigma that's been placed on us too, as to why people be like, "Oh, we need to get the guns out of the niggas' hands." And like you say, if that stigma is valid, if we're gonna allow that stigma to be valid, we would have to literally subject ourselves to being lambed up for slaughter once again. So I don't think it's fair for us to not be able to teach our children how to defend themselves, how to hunt, how to fish, or none of that. Because at the end of the day, I close my eyes to, I have these talks with my son. Bro, I close my eyes today, tomorrow. What you gonna be able to do for yourself? Can you cook for yourself?
But that's not. But see, the thing is, like I said, they don't see it happening. Not saying with you or with your family or nothing like that. Just saying in general, like they don't see what happens. Like they see their parents do the opposite of that type of work and shit. And like I said, I think that's the bad thing. Like try to get the parents involved in not spending money with the grocery stores, buying their own stuff. Like it'll legitimize everything, because now the people wouldn't have to basically what they'll do is just to try to get your money anyway. They'll say, "Oh well, since y'all won't farm your own stuff, y'all could just bring it to us and let us gut it. They cut it up and we just give it back to y'all." But nah, don't take that deal either. Just do it
Right,
yourself.
because you don't know what they're doing to it once it's out your eyesight.
Like I said, like they get mad at Donald Trump for the insurgent shit on the White House, but
I don't believe that man had nothing to do with that.
That's an American right. Like if they feel, as an American, if you feel like shit fucked up, it's your right to be able to do that. To go and tell them bitches, no, y'all tripping. That's why they had so many wars and shit in this motherfucker anyway. Because people didn't like what was going on. Most people don't even know what the Civil War was about. It just is what it is. Like, some people went to war behind having slaves. And most people don't even know that because they're not teaching that shit no more.
Well, and the reason that they're not teaching it is because they don't want people to know that, hell, black people was fighting alongside a white folk to end slavery.
They don't know that either, but they're not gonna let you go back into they're not gonna let you go back into doing shit for yourselves, and they planning on doing everything for you already. You see what I'm saying?
Right. If
Like
we
they already plotting
control,
on doing everything for you, so they're not going.
I think the not meaning to cut you off, Chop. The thing with that is, if we control what we give you, then we can control you. We tell you what we want you to have, and we're gonna give you what we want.
If you do not want to see where your food comes from, then don't watch this video, because this is food and this is where it comes from. Thank you very much. Hey folks, this is Josh, Stony Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today.
So what he basically does is he's not gonna say it on here, or he might do say it on here. This is my first time watching this video. I'm just taking a wild guess, but this man is a farmer. They do farming or whatever. I guarantee you, they send that shit to somebody. Whether they send it to Tyson or send it to whoever, because you can't keep all that meat and shit anyway. It's gonna go bad or whatever. So it makes sense to sell it or whatever. So you instantly become a business owner too if you fucking with the shit, and you got something you could trade back and forth with
For
the
yourself,
government,
right?
Because they need that type of shit.
Today is a really special day here on the farm. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be processing our chickens today. We have 48 chickens that we're going to be working with. They're Cornish cross chickens from Meyer Hatchery. And first of all, I want to thank a couple companies for helping us out with this. They gave us some.
So they ain't even growing, breeding the chicken. It's somebody else that breeds the chickens, and then they send them to them. They just sell
And
them
all
to
they
them.
do is process it. That's right.
So it's all part. You see, it's just the whole.
Good deals on some products, Right Farm Products or coopsandmore.com and Meyer Hatchery. We've been working with Meyer Hatchery this whole time, and we've got a whole setup going right here. We'll walk you around the setup. We'll tell you about what we're getting ready to do, and we'll show you a few things. Hope you learned something today. All right?
See that chicken machine on the left? That's the pressure. That thing right there, that's what gets all the skin off. I mean, get the stuff off of there.
The feathers. Yeah.
All right, let's start at station number 1. So these are
Now,
quote unquote.
Looking at that, what you think that's for?
Drain the blood out.
What you think, Silent? He there?
Yeah, I'm letting y'all go ahead on that one, because basically y'all saying what I was, thinking anyway from off of mine. So I was just listening, really.
So when you look at that, what you think that is?
What you mean, the chicken farm?
No, this thing right here.
The 3 little silver things.
them little tunnel thing.
Yeah.
Is that a feeder? Is that the feeders?
No.
No,
where they feed
I
out
think
his life.
that's-
That's where they gonna put that chicken in there and they gonna cut his neck and they sit him in there, let him drain out.
Oh, that's
I be
a
on it. Like
chicken.
he picked a topic that I be researching a lot because I be thinking about this type of stuff. So a lot of this stuff I already know.
That's a chicken
Not
guillotine.
about watch.
Yes.
Hugging cones or killing cones. But basically,
You
the
already
thought
called that
process
bitch,
is
huh?
we drop our
Yeah,
birds down
a
in here.
hug.
They kind of get a little bit of a euphoric feeling as they're laying.
Them bitches got a whole. But see, look, I follow these black farmers. They still do it, and they wring a chicken neck like regular wring up that motherfucker.
Spin them around and
It
whack.
ain't no putting them in no thing to shake no feathers off them. They put them in the damn they pick
Spin them
feathers.
around like it's like you whipping a towel around.
Right. To see what I'm saying, all that stuff you got to get your kids used to because it's like, oh, you know, one of them might be like, oh no, Dad, you can't kill the chicken. You know, you can't kill the deer, Dad. They killing Bambi. You know what I'm saying?
I was just gonna say that. Full of that Disney.
Upside down, the blood kind of rushes to their heads, and then we will dispatch the birds. These buckets right here are for collecting the blood so we don't have a big bloody mess. We can spread that blood on our garden. It's good for our garden. Right here is our scalding pot. This scalding pot is warming up right now, and it's ran off of propane. We picked this up from Coops and More. There'll be links down in the video description. And also, we have the Pro Plucker. This is the extra large Pro Plucker. Right here's the on switch. We'll turn this dude on, show you what we got. Really, really cool setup. So you guys will get to see this thing in action. The feathers spit right out here. I've got to get myself a tote to put right there to catch the feathers so we can dispose of those. Now, this is an economy plucker, and we'll show you how we use the economy plucker. We'll kind of show you the difference. So if you don't have $500 to spend on this guy, you can spend a little less money, and this is available at Meyer Hatchery. Now, from these points here, the plucking stations, we'll go over here and we'll take the feet off the birds and we'll gut them. We'll take out the gizzards and the livers, and then we'll drop the birds over in these 3 bay sinks, and they'll be full of ice.
I was just
We'll have
saying
some
that
nice
the
cold
gizzards
water.
and the
All
liver.
these bays will be full of water. Next step in the process, we're going to go over to this table. We'll have this table set up, and these are bags. They're non-BPA bags or BPA-free bags, and zip ties and straws. We'll show you how all that works. That'll be the last thing that we do, and then we'll drop them in the freezer. We also have a fan running right here to keep us cool and a nice canopy. So it's early in the morning here on a Tuesday morning. My dad's coming up here. I got all this stuff set up. Well, most of this stuff set up. We've had storms at night, so I took
I don't want to go too much through the video, but I just want y'all to see like all the preparation that goes into like it's work. Like it ain't no, you know, and I see why people opt for the convenience.
Run of the mill.
It's work. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but
see,
at the end of the
they
day,
have all that
you
fancy equipment. I
Yeah, you
know
heard what he said. If you
back
got
in
the
the gap,
$500,
Yeah, he
look,
gave you
look,
prices and for you to get it
you
yourself.
dip them
He
motherfuckers in
definitely
that
gave you
boiling hot
the
water
links.
and pluck them feathers off them soon as they come out that water. Bloop, bloop, bloop. The feathers come right on out.
you gotta put them in the ice water first. I mean, after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after. But
Yeah.
before, you know, like I said, once you ring the neck, cut the head, get them cut open, then you go ahead, dip them in that hot water. And as a matter of fact, that's after you ring the neck. You dip them in that water and then hurry up and pluck the feathers off while their skin's still soft. Man, memories.
Damn. See, you know how to do it and ain't doing it, so you ain't shit.
Nigga, you know what? I'm not even about to play with you.
to
man.
our chicken hugging cones
Gotcha.
right here. And basically, you just slide the
catching
bird down into the cone, make sure his head comes out the bottom, and then move on
Oh,
to
you
the
gonna
next
show
cone
me?
and
All
the next
right.
bird. Okay?
Yeah, man, show me how
These
you do
birds
that
will
shit.
flip over in the cones if you don't watch. There's not really a perfect size cone for these birds. So this is the turkey cone, the extra large, and this is
Oh,
the
y'all
extra
just
large
nasty.
size.
It's a better
So
way to
the
do
extra
that.
large is a little too big, and the extra large is a little too small. Now we put the birds in these and their heads are poking down through the bottom. My father is over here pulling their heads down. This kind of gives the birds, I guess, a little feeling of euphoria. The blood kind of rushes to their heads, and basically we'll just cut them, and that's it. We're not going to show you the killing, but you get it. I think you get it. All right, so the birds are in the killing cones. This is the knife that we use, and you can get this knife at Meyer Hatchery. It is a chicken killing knife. It's specifically designed for killing chickens. Pretty cool. So we'll reach down here. We'll turn on our plucker right here, and we'll get you a little bit better footage as time goes on with this plucker. We'll go ahead and take the lid off of our scalding pot.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Throw it. I want to throw it in there.
We can scald 2 birds at one time in this scalding pot to fully submerge the birds for about 45 seconds. Less than a minute for sure. The best way to tell is get a hold of the bird's feet right here. And when the skin starts coming off the feet just like that, you're ready to go. You can drop them over in here, just like so. Now, it's important that we run cold water
That's fucked up.
down in here, and that helps to release the feathers a little bit better.
Look at that damn chicken, man.
The bird's pores up.
I knew it. I knew it.
It looks like a very violent
Look
process,
at
but
that. And she gonna tumble in there.
Broke bones
Man, I've
and
seen
shit.
all them screws and shit in that bitch. That is hilarious, man.
Beautifully clean bird. What a time
That's what I'm
saver.
gonna do with
We'll hand
nigga,
this
man.
off to
Put your ass in the
Grandpa
chicken,
Stony
in the
Ridge.
chicken
Here's what I'm
spinner, nigga.
experiencing, and I'll tell you about it. With the scalder,
Look at
you're
that
gonna have
shit.
to put
That
water
shit
in
clean,
it every
boy.
time you scald 2 or 4 birds. So every time we scald 4 birds, we probably got to add somewhere in our neighborhood of a quart of water, maybe a little bit more. We fill it up till it's about that far, maybe 4 inches from the top. Now, our birds that we're plucking have to be sure that we're constantly rinsing. That's what helps release the feathers.
Roll that man in that damn spinner.
Okay. Now, as
Roll
we
the shit out
rinse,
of
the feathers are coming out the bottom of this machine, and we'll get you a close-up detail of that also.
That
We
shit
have
is
the
crazy.
water turned on high heat right now, and we're just going to start working our way through these birds. This process is really, really going to move along very fast. What you have to understand is you can't leave your birds in too awfully long, or you'll cook the skin. You don't want to cook the skin. You want to find that fine line where the skin releases and cleans your birds. You'll find there's a specific setting on your scalder that will help you a whole lot. So again, we'll scald them for about 45 seconds. Reach in here with our little fire poker and kind of check the skin on the feet. If it's starting to come off the skin on the feet, the bird is ready to go. Take both birds and we'll throw them in the plucker, and we'll hit them with cold water.
That motherfucking plucker, dog. You gotta get that sound bite. You gotta get that sound bite of that plucker, man.
Oh, that plucker ain't no joke, huh, son?
Man. All you hear is feet and feathers.
They put turkeys
Feet
in
and feathers. Flicking them bitches.
You heard him. It's the turkey cutter. Getting killed. Man. Hold on. I wanted to show y'all this other thing. We got that. And then this, I'm done on my shit. I ain't gonna hold y'all. One of the reasons why we don't do it, why we can't do it.
Inequality in this country, economists often point to the absence of African American generational wealth as one principal factor to resources passed from parent to child. As John Yang reports, for many African Americans, one source of the problem goes back decades.
Over the past century, African Americans have lost millions of acres of farms they owned across the South. It's a trend propelled not just by economic forces, but by white racism and local white political and economic power. It's not just a legacy of the Jim Crow South either. Most of the losses have occurred since the 1950s. That history and its lasting effects are the subjects of the cover story of the September issue of the Atlantic magazine. It's written by Van Newkirk, who's a staff writer at the magazine. Van, thanks for joining us tonight. What is important about this story? Why did you want to tell this story, and what is important you think that people should know from it?
Well, right now, the country is in the middle of a lot of debates over the racial wealth gap, over the status and economic prosperity or lack thereof of African Americans here, and also about reparations, perhaps. And I wanted to, with this piece, recenter the conversation on the South, on Black folks in the South who often get left out of this conversation on one of the places where the deficit has been the most extreme, and that's in farming and in the ownership of land.
You call this, or the headline is the Great Land Robbery. What happened? Give us an idea of what happened.
So what happened was during pretty much after the middle of the 20th century, federally funded farm programs, they were put out there to give small and middle-sized farmers loans, to support farms, to keep them going through bad economic times. They systematically disenfranchised and also discriminated against Black farmers. So they didn't get the loan amounts, they were denied loans that they were entitled to. And often these local USDA programs were used as bully pulpits or forces to actually push Black farmers off their land.
And some of this was actually accelerated or exacerbated as a result of the civil rights movement, that this was a reaction to the civil rights movement.
Right. So most of the USDA funding was actually leveraged through locally elected boards. And guess who could not vote in the South? So what would happen is these boards were dominated by the segregationists. And if you were a Black farmer who needed money to grow your crops next year, one of the ways they could ensure you never joined the NAACP or never went out to vote or march against segregation was to hold that money in their hand and say, you're not getting this money unless you toe the company line. And so what they did to Black farmers who didn't do that, who did go out and join the NAACP and these organizations, they took their money from them.
And you also talk about the lasting effects of this, not only the loss of sort of family wealth, but also the political effects.
Right. Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, these were states that were, if they weren't majority Black going into the Great Depression and beyond, were close to being about half Black. And what prompted the Great Migration, quote unquote, that saw millions of Black people leave the South was the fact that a lot of them had their land stolen. Maybe, and I think this is probably what happens if they hold on to that land, if they're able to make money in the South and vote in the South and have some type of stake in the future of their kids living in the South, perhaps those three states at least stay majority Black. What happens into the Electoral College if we have three majority Black states? What happens to the Senate?
Great point.
What y'all think so far?
Oh, it's definitely a great point. You know, a lot of people don't look back on that, and the news and the media don't do a good enough job expressing or exploiting those type of things that happen to do any right by the people that they stole it from, child. They don't
Yeah.
even want to, even in Hollywood, them bitches don't even want to tell a story right to even make a notion of something like this possibly happen. Yeah, it's either came off the boat or you was already working for them people. It's never you had land and somebody stole it from you through war and you became a fucking prisoner, aka slave. And you are due that back. That's the part of the reparation that they don't want to, they want to talk about, the people that, transatlantic slave trade, but the actual theft from, this nation was brought amongst a lot of people through this way, because even buildings and shit that they claim, wasn't here, was already here, and I'm talking about 1400s, motherfuckers, 1500s and shit. And they didn't know what the fuck was over here. Buildings was already built. So, miss me with the dumb shit. It's a lot of stolen land, and this is one of those well kept secrets that the government and all their cronies been keeping under wraps for this reason that we talking about in particular.
Juice Man. Juice Man gone.
I don't even know. Yeah, it looked like yeah.
That.
Look like he blanked out again. Nigga chat. Nigga phone dry.
Yeah, I'm gonna let this one finish and then we out of here.
All right.
Yeah, those are big questions.
You told this story in part through a woman in her 60s now. She's the third generation of her family to be working the same farmland. The family was able to hold on to this land. Her name is Walena Scott White. And let's take a listen to a little bit of what she told you.
It's dear to me that my children know what my ancestors went through for us to be where we are and who we are. Because I'm a firm believer that if we don't know our history, then we repeat the mistakes over and over again.
Knowing your history, she says that families were denied their history by having their farmland taken away. Talk about that and the other effects of this, the impact it has on families.
Well, I talked to dozens of farm families for this story, and the reason why Walena's particular story and character got to me is because she's a historian. This is in her bones. She wants to build a museum in the Delta to honor not just her father and grandfather, but all the other farmers who came before her. I think she embodies the idea that what we're talking about here is not just money, not just the access to land, but the ability to put down cultural roots, to have a place to call your own. That's history, right? That's a thing that I do not believe we quite understand. It's lost when people are forced to move, when they are denied the ability to own the land under their feet. They are denied a bit of their history.
Forced
These
to
people
move.
who live in the Delta now, Black folks who live in the Delta now,
Sharecropping.
they are in this place that was built with their hands and work that they are part of, but not allowed to actually hold any part of.
A part of,
You also
but
talked
not
to Shay
allowed
how
to
a lot
own.
of this land through various transactions is now held by pension funds, by venture capitalists, by hedge funds. You seem to hint that you think these transactions were somehow unethical.
I believe that it's possible through
somehow.
totally ethical means at this point, so many decades away from the original theft, to receive the land legitimately.
You
know,
right,
if you
Chad.
buy it from somebody who owned it, and
Now do
they don't
we?
have
It
the,
looks now.
the
It wouldn't
lineage
look
of
like
the
nothing
land,
is
they don't know
wrong,
where it
but
came from. That's a
it's
legal
far
purchase.
removed from what
What I
actually
try to make
happened back
the
then,
point
so it don't
of
even
in the
pertain to
piece is
today.
that it
Today's
probably
laws.
doesn't matter
Don't at
whether
all.
an individual company got its land portfolio
I just
in a
wanted
place
to,
where
show
predominantly
how we
Black
got
folks
where we
lived and
had
worked
to
and should
versus
own
where
the
we
land.
was
It
because
doesn't
we
really
did
matter
get
if they
down
got
like
it
that before.
individual plots of land ethically or legally. What matters is that at some point, the land was taken unethically and was taken away from these Black folks illegally. What is our legal, ethical, moral responsibility as a people to rectify that?
Well, I mean, let me ask that. You talked about reparations earlier. How should we be thinking about rectifying this?
I do not believe the current reparations debate, in its well-meaning and well-intended effort to try and quantify every single thing that was done to Black people since slavery, that's an amazing effort. And I believe over the last 5 to 10 years, there have been people doing work that folks have not been able to approach in 150 years on quantifying in terms of a dollar amount. I think that approach, though, has lost the focus on land and land ownership and collective land ownership in some ways, and the sentimental and cultural and generational meaning of attachment to a place and having mobility be by choice instead of by being forced out. I think that's a dimension that should be added back to this conversation. Is the original promise of reparations was a land grant, it was 40 acres and a mule. People didn't love it because it had certain monetary value. They loved it because it gave them a place to call home forever, gave them something to give to their children, not just money.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, PBS might try to get us behind that little video, but
I hope not, PBS.
Plead a
Take it easy.
disclaimer form. Plead a
fuck
disclaimer
that
form.
disclaimer, man. They know we ain't fucking trying to. They know but they see what we talking about, bro. Stop. They gonna watch the whole episode. So stop being stupid.
All right.
I mean, I can play it. If you not, go ahead, play it. Let me play it, bro.
Play that disclaimer form.
Bro, just so we can see the disclaimer.
I don't want to hear that shit.
You know,
Fair
I
use.
mean, you know, they still might take that bitch down. I mean, that's why I don't be even tripping no more. Where the motherfucker at? I don't even see it. But
Hey, appreciate everybody who came through. Hope y'all enjoyed yourself. We're about to do our closing statements for the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go first, Chop, and then let P Dot close us out. Yeah, man, they found the whole assassin out there in Texas. Chop, I don't know if you seen that part. The Mexican chick, man, she got bodies. The real deal. She need to be a Marvel hero villain or something. Yeah, man, out here on the street, man. Texas, bro, they tightening up. They loosening up, but it don't seem like nothing they could do about it, fellas. You know, this stuff getting out of hand, and it's gonna be more and more to come. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, just sit back and watch the show, man, because you know, they doing the way they want to do it. So these are this is the results. P, what you had showed in the you said something. Oh, the Alabama jail thing. Yeah, police, man. Damn, Brown. Nobody had your back, dog. They was not with you on that day. I don't know what the fuck you did, them niggas, but nobody came to your rescue. They jumped the shit out you and took your keys. Damn. Hey, bro, gotta be careful. And be on that job bullshit.
Don't be sorry, ho. Be careful.
Man, trying to tell you, boy. It was on you, boy. God dang. And it was opening doors for other motherfuckers and shit, man. That shit turned into a goddamn melee on your ass. God knows what they did to you, boy. Chop, did you present something for other news?
no, I did. I could, but
No, he didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, my top 5 survival thing, you know, my survival skills for the children were those 5 things: the the oratory, the compass, you know, learning the compass and map reading, all that's in the same thing. Shelter building, water purification, planting ID, animal ID, you know what I'm saying, and swimming, you know what I'm saying. Get into that. It's very is a very fun skill as well too. And it definitely your kids will definitely benefit from that for the rest of their life. Even if, especially, you know, living in these inner cities where you're kind of secluded from a lot of the outdoor type of you know what I'm saying, adventures, as I would say. You know, can't just go mountain bike ride, horseback ride, shit, but, you know, there's, like I said, there's programs and things where, you know, you could actually do these type of things for the summertime, or, you know, during holidays, or, you know, get with these certain Christian groups. You know, if you into that type of thing, you know, these people be having, you know, these little getaways and stuff for the kids and stuff, just to get them out the neighborhood. You know, just see what's going on. Parents, if you're in see what's going on locally around there where your kids could be more involved in it. And I guarantee you, know, you'll find some of these type of programs that's involved with it. And if you do, get on it quick and let them share, you know, experience it, because it's definitely educational as well as fun.
oh yeah, I just think that we got to get back to our roots. you know, and getting back to our roots, that's one of the things that we could do, or you know, start doing. At least try to get the back farms back. You know what I'm saying? Because that's definitely something that's been taken away from us. You know what I'm saying? As your boy was saying, it's not like they just let us do the shit. They took them bitches, and now, you know, we gotta get the bitches back. So with that plus starting the kids off early with the guns, like it's all a misnomer, like, you know. Even with the gun laws or whatever, it say the kids can well, it really set them up because they stupid or whatever, but they basically tell them they could conceal their rifles because you know you still got to be 21 years old to buy a handgun. So it's like they tell them they could tuck the Dracos and the AR-15s and shit or whatever, which is stupid. But at the end of the day, it's still legal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand. You know, fuck, it ain't like they breaking no rules by buying them. Like they should be buying them. You know, they just shouldn't be doing dumb shit with them. But if you're not taught to do no, you know, we only taught to buy guns to protect ourselves, not to hunt. You know, so we don't know, you know, what caliber to start with. You know, niggas go out there with 100 fucking round gun, you shot all the meat up, so dumb ass. Cause you didn't fucking, you know, all you was trying to do was make it stop moving type shit. But you gotta shoot that shit, let it go die on its own, like it's gonna die, and you follow the blood trail and catch them, like to work. So it ain't no.
Like I was saying earlier, huh, Solid? Shoot that bitch in the artery and follow the blood.
Yeah, you gotta shoot that bitch in the artery and just going down. Definitely going down. But yeah, I think we should get back to that. We don't have that in New Orleans, and I'm talking about black people doing it. So, you know, we round all this hunting ground. We just don't do it, sir. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I gotta say something about the lady chopping people up. I ain't CP thing, but I had seen her on CNN or something. Cause she's serious with it or whatever. It's a lot of them, like the Venezuelan people. It's like they let all their inmates out, all their max, and let their ass come down here like the city.
They just caught a Colombian. I couldn't find the article on him. I was gonna talk about his ass too. They found him in Texas, some damn well.
Damn.
Yeah, big old cartel dude, bro. Cartel.
That's crazy.
P. Dad, you wanna close this out, bro?
Yeah. So
yeah,
I know, right? This man here hit me with a word so crazy. I said, why did you say that like that?
Sustained.
Yeah, that nigga say sustained. The rest of the sentence was regular to motherfucker. That nigga put sustained in the middle of that bitch.
Hey, you fit though.
Cause you made it, nigga. Still. That nigga did not have to say sustained, but he did though.
So the lady that killed her son, I want to see this. Solid.
Yeah,
you ain't gotta play no game. Put her ass in a fucking feather plucker. Fuck. Put her ass in a giant fucking feather plucker. Oh
yeah, bitch, you going in a feather plucker, bitch.
And you know what? You know what else?
Toe and feather ass first. You gotta toe and feather ass first.
Right. Put some feathers on her.
In the hot water.
Dip her ass in that hot water, and then put her in a fucking feather plucker.
I want her feet and them feathers to be making that same fucking noise.
Right. And look, I don't even want to cut your head off. I'm gonna leave your head on that bitch so we can hear you holler while that motherfucking feather plucker whopping your ass dropping that motherfucking shit. That's all I want here.
I'm gonna be gobbling like a turkey. That motherfucking plucker go get the yeah, definitely.
And to the gentleman that was with her, you ain't no, you ain't no gentleman, but to the man that was with her, I say we slit him at an artery where he would bleed slowly and die. Like cut him somewhere where we know he gonna bleed real slow and watch
Put
him
in
die.
Chicken right? What they call that bitch? The chicken killer.
A matter of fact,
put that nigga
cut him with that knife.
Chicken killer.
Matter of fact, that's it. Cut him with that fucking knife a couple of times, and just since that knife is specifically made for killing chicken, you was a chicken ass nigga for killing that baby with that lady, man. So hit his ass with that chicken killing knife and run her ass through the feather pluck. You right, Silent. I don't know, but see, my thing is with that security guard, though, bro. He should have known something was up, bro. Once lights out, ain't no guard supposed to be going up in there unless it's an emergency and not by your motherfucking self.
He must have doing saying no business, then that's what I'm saying.
Right,
But they caught his ass.
Good.
Flipping.
They caught him, and he probably had been doing that shit before though. You see what I'm saying? And figured, okay, well, I'm good with the fellas. I could go ahead and let this one out so you can do a little cleaning right quick. Choke his ass out. So we know right now that prison out there, wherever it was, even though it was a maximum security, that's the key phrasing that kind of threw me through a loop. It was a maximum security prison, meaning the worst of the worst go there. Why would you even think it's okay for you to go your goofy ass in there by yourself? And then the other two guards that came, they ain't no better. Man, Chop, if you'd have seen that fucking video, bro, the third guard came up, that nigga popped him in his face, knocked him clean out.
Yeah, that nigga was asleep.
Quick! Whop! That boy was out. Like, from the impact that it hit, that boy was asleep. And he got hit by a little nigga, not no big nigga, neither. So, bro, the Alabama situation with the minorities being the white children needing only a 2.0 GPA to qualify for a grant, while people of color, i.e. black, need to have a 3.0 or better to qualify to go to that school. And the whites is only 10% of the population. So the school predominantly black vote, they gotta have a 3.0 or better to get a grant to go to the school. Man, cut it out. They need to have that judge, whoever it was, that push for that shit to be removed from the bench. And whatever lawmakers that said, you know what, we gonna go ahead and ride with him and do that. They need to be removed from office. So people out there in Alabama, y'all got some work cut out ahead of y'all if y'all don't get y'all shit together, because the right people get over there, y'all asses is screwed. So y'all better start making changes now and stop that bullshit. With the main topic, man, listen, all said and done, like my brother said tonight, man, look out there, see what type of programs they have out there for your children, and see if you could get them involved in them programs that will teach not only educational value, but also the real life lessons about how to survive in the world. Because like I say, if this grid collapse and there ain't no power, you need to know how to survive by making fire, to keep your water clean and boiled, and, surviving through the night with these wild animals out here. Not only the wild animals, but the people around you. You need to be able to see who's moving up on you in the dark. as my brother Chop said, you know, these are things that between 3 and 7, the building blocks of memory for a child is a time that they should be learning about these things. So I definitely agree with my brother on this. And I just hope before it's all said and done that I'm able to do the same thing with my children, so they can have these same experiences and flashbacks and memories that I had, you know, from the conversations I had with my mother and the times I spent with my uncle doing the things that allow me to be able to keep these good thoughts and memories and wild adventures of mine going. So, you know, people, you know, I just want to say thank you to all of our listeners, Shorty Red, Beauty 504, all of the listeners coming in on a rebroadcast. If YouTube don't snatch us down like we did earlier, like, subscribe, and share. As my boy Silence said, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So, you know, do that for us. And we out.
Appreciate y'all coming through for the smoke session. I am Silent Child 17.
P. Dot on the spot.
Got tracks in the fucking building.
And we out this motherfucker. Fuck
finally.
You gonna leave me alone with my long-winded self.